Hey, how is everyone? I am so excited that you are here. We have a super cute project. So literally flying by the seat of my pants, but it is so cute. It is so cute. I hope that you like it as much as I do. It's such a fun little stencil. I can't wait to show you. So, okay, so this is it. So it's the boots, the spring boots. And I think it is adorable. But there's something that I absolutely love about it. I love the flowers. I like how I did the wording. I like the color of boots. It's the Dutch aqua. You know, I love it. Do you like it? Like, tell me you like it. If you like it, don't tell me you like it if you don't. Anyway, it is so cute, but I'm going to show you up close what I love about it that I'm going to paint with you tonight. Okay, so look at the boots real quick, and I want to see who comments first. What did I do on the boots? So I thought it was so cute. So on the stencil, the overlay has dots. So I knew, like in my mind, I'm like, I want to turn some of those dots into ducks because it's perfect. It's spring. April and May, they always say April showers bring May flowers, but I feel like it's pretty rainy in April and May, or muddy or whatever. But I thought perfect. Like I want ducks. I think they are so stinking cute, and it's not hard. And I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to paint the boots tonight. Hi, Laura. And then we'll paint the flowers Sunday evening. So we'll do the boots tonight and in the ducks, okay? Okay, so here's the kicker. Literally, probably a half an hour ago, Mark cut these because I got this idea and I was like, Mark, can you cut these on the laser for me really quick? I wanted some buttons, and this is a flower button. Whoops, I don't have it in the center. So I haven't put the string through it yet, and I haven't put it on yet. But I thought that was really cute to put a flower button in the middle. And we'll have these available for you next week. So then this is another version of the flower button. So you can't really see with the, but isn't it cute with the, the buttons need dry brushed a little bit. I literally painted them like was flying. So super cute. But this is the one that I think is so cute, and I don't know what y'all think about it, but this was my first idea before the flower buttons, and I'm like, they might think I'm totally crazy, but I thought it was hilarious. So that was the other button. So I thought that was so cute. So what do you think? Which bow topper, which do you like the best? Like, what do you think? Do you like the flower buttons, or do you like the little duck that matches the boots? The duck is the best, isn't it? So I thought it was so cute. I did not glue it on in the middle because I didn't know which one. So I personally loved the flower with it, loved it. But I also just love the duck. I was sitting up here trying to finish this up, and luckily I had supper in the crock pot. I went downstairs at like 10 after 6, and I said to Mark, I have this idea. I'm going to see if I can pull it off. Like, I think a rubber little duck would be like so cute at the top. I'm going to tie a bow, and I took the sign down to show him. So anyway, super fast to paint. Like, it was so fast. But isn't that so cute? So here's like the flower buttons, but I'm going to put thread in the middle. And you can do them any color. I just picked some colors in this and did them really quick. So, but I think that's super cute. And then, of course, there's the duck. And I probably will do him maybe a little bit lighter. It's the same color I used on these ducks, but I think he needs to be just a tad lighter probably. So I have my board ready to go. It is a 2x6. It is, you can do it 10.5 or 11. This one's 11, I think, almost 11. This one's 10.5, but either or. I just like a little bit of space at the top so I can wrap some ribbon. Now, you have lots of options. You can do your boots any color you want. You can do your flowers any color you want. So that's kind of fun to have those options. You can kind of switch it up. You do not have to, you can do it on a much lighter background. You know, we did like the bunny and stuff. We used some different nice springy backgrounds. Oh, I know what I forgot. I just now saw it. I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay. So you put this on here, and this is like one of the best parts about this stencil. So it has the dotted lines up through here for the flying butterfly. I'm going to use the dotted lines, but I'm going to use a bee. And I forgot. I just now realized that I had that part of it taped, and I forgot to do it. So we'll have to do that. So, like the little bee stencil that I showed you a couple weeks ago, I'll use one of those bees from that and use the dots. So that will complete it, and it'll look perfect. So, love, love, love it. Love the boots. And I love the fact that there's a bee on it. And I love the duck. So I think this would also be good on a signboard. How cute would that be on a signboard? Just, you know, like for spring. Like you could use this, leave the spring off and do like bigger words as a spring. You could also do it on a small round and attach it to a wreath with a really pretty, like a gingham bow this color or something. I just think it's just really cute. So I am going to use, I thought about switching up the boot color, but I'm going to leave it the same. I'm just going to do it the same. I thought about doing them like a mint green, and then I decided no, I'm just going to do the aqua. Yeah, I think it would look adorable as a welcome sign. I think it would be so cute. So are a lot of you freezing? I don't know why. I've had trouble with my internet today, earlier, but it's really raining hard here. I don't know if that, but I mean, on my end, it's fine. It's not freezing. So anyway, but I'm going to do it the same. I really like how it turned out. I couldn't just figure out, I kept trying to think, what color should I do this? I ended up doing the lettering white and then shaded it with the boot color. And I love how it turned out. I mean, on the screen, I don't know if you can tell it. But it is shaded in blue. But I'll take a good picture and post it. Hey, Sandy, I'll take a really good picture and post it tomorrow, okay? But some of you said like you could use the button as one of the flowers, and you absolutely could do that, which I didn't even think about. So, but yeah, you could do that. You could swap that out. But like I said, I did make the center 3-dimensional. But I definitely need to make my duck a little bit lighter and put a little white glint in his eye, but not too shabby for flying around at the last minute. So it's just a last minute idea, but all right. So for the boots, I'm going to, since I am painting on black, and I love painting on black because I think things look striking on it sometimes. And I just thought the colors really popped well on this. Do you like black, or do you prefer a lighter color? Because, I mean, it's fine on lighter as well. But do you prefer lighter? Yeah, you can either use a 1x6 or a 2x6. This is a 2x6, so it's a little chunky, and I haven't decorated the back or anything yet. So this is a 2x6. This one's 10.5 inches long. This one's 11 inches long. So anywhere 10 to 11 inches long. That gives you a little room at the top to be able to wrap some ribbon. So, so since I'm doing it black, I'll use some white to kind of base in some stuff, so it's easier to cover off that black. So on the boots, I'm going to use Dutch Aqua, and so much of the time when I use Dutch Aqua, I add white, but I did not with these. I straight Dutch Aqua'd it. I'm going to use open water for the shading. Does it have to be that? Absolutely not. Just find a little bit darker color that complements it somewhere. but that's what I used. And then for the soles of the boots, I use Terra Coral. So that's what I used for the rubber soles. And then I shaded them with espresso in white. And then for the duck and the dots, I used Turner's Yellow. So if you can screenshot that, I will make the list tomorrow, but if you want to screenshot that, that might be helpful. You also need black and white, but these are the colors. Also for the beak of the duck, I used burnt orange. So I think that covers the colors for tonight. Alrighty, so let's go. You can get your stencil. Of course, mine looks a little well used, but I've actually just used it once today. The great thing about reusable stencils is we can slap her back down and use it again. So I'm going to get this centered here. You can see through this and make sure I get it near the bottom, but also get the sides centered. I'm trying to make sure I've got enough room. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I am going to throw a piece of tape down at the top so we can lift it up if we need to. And there we go. All right, so we're going to start off with base painting the boots in. So I'm going to cover this at the top just so I don't get up in those petals, because I don't want to have to clean up anything if I don't need to. And the other danger zone is this. And like when I put my tape down sometimes, like if you have curves, like I just kind of wrinkle it as I go and keep on going. Like just kind of bend it and overlap it and keep going. And then the other area that we want to cover is these little boot soles. And again, see how that comes over straight? I'm just going to take it, kind of move it down, kind of just bend it with how I want it and push it down. Now mine just froze for a second, but it came right back. It's so weird. I don't know why. Maybe it is the weather. Maybe when the replay posts, it will be fine. Hopefully. I don't know if Turner's Yellow is close to... Turner's Yellow is pretty dark. Let me grab a color up here. I think what it's probably closest to, that I just looked up on my paint shelf. Hang on, let me finish taping this. Which I did not finish taping. I just reached up on my shelf. I would say Sunset Gold is maybe close to it. Yeah, Sunset Gold probably. Maybe a little bit of white in Sunset Gold would be perfect. So Sunset Gold or Turner's Yellow. But honestly, any good yellow color, I just, that's just the color I picked that I thought would look good. Okay, one last little piece in here. And this one's a little bit tricky because I want to keep that little point open down here. So I'm going to have to put it on there and then take my fingernail and scooch it back a little bit. All right. All right, now we are good to go. So instead of using a stencil brush, first off, I'm going to take a cosmetic sponge, which I go back and forth with using cosmetic sponges and brushes. I like to use brushes for certain things, lettering and stuff like that for crispness. I kind of do go back and forth about that. So right now, I have some white out on my palette. I'm going to upload and then offload. And I'm going to even make sure I go up on the sides and on the tip, just so I don't get like a globby place or anything. I kind of try to gob it off. So I think the most important thing is don't use too much paint. Like, less is better. And I'm going to kind of start in the middle, because if I have excess paint on there, the middle is a good place to get rid of it. And then work kind of out to the edges, and then reload when you need to. But this is just kind of a base coat. I'm using a pretty light hand, but it's just going to help with that, covering that black. But again, I loved the way the colors popped off the black. Again, I told you, I just dropped it. I came in here when Noah went down for a nap and sat down, and I'm looking at the boards I have, and I couldn't decide on a color. And this one was already base painted black, and I'm like, well, I don't know, since it's spring. And then I'm like, but I love black. I love any season on black. I love to do snowmen on black, whatever. So I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it. I need to see if I can paint this and see if my duck idea works, and I'm just gonna go with it. So that's what I did, and loved it. No regrets. So I hit that with my little piece of glitter glass there. So I think you don't really need to go over that again. I think that's fine. All right. From there, we're going to get our Dutch Aqua. I'm using it straight. I'm shocking, but I'm not adding any white to it. I do that so much. But we're using straight out of the bottle as is. So since this is a big area, I'm going to use a cosmetic sponge again. Make sure that's good and dry. And then I'm just going to start tapping. Like I said, I kind of I start in the middle and kind of work out. You hear all my paint brushes and their jars rattling on my table. Oh, goodness. I had thought when I first got the stencil, I thought yellow rain boots would be really cute with black polka dots. Like, I thought all this stuff. And then I kept thinking, oh, but little rubber duckies on there would be so cute. But I still didn't know what color I was going to do the boots. And today I just decided aqua would be good. So that's how I arrived at this decision. It was quick thinking, in a hurry, but I loved how it came out. Don't you love when that happens? Like, sometimes some of the most planned out things I have going on, like, I'll really plan it out, think I know exactly how I want it, and then when it comes out, it's not always what I thought it would be. Like, I've designed so many patterns where I got it completely done, and I'm like, nah, that's not how I thought it would be. And I've taken them back apart or completely recut them and changed it, get back on the scroll saw and change it. That happened a lot. It's just all part of the process. So that's what it looks like underneath so far. I'm just going to give it get a little dry so we can move on. So we'll give it another coat. Oh, thank you, Rena, for sharing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought the yellow with the black would be cute too. So if you don't want to use the ducks, I totally think the yellow and black would be pretty. Even yellow with aqua dots might be pretty. I don't know. But thank you, Tracy, for sharing and spreading the honey. All right. So I kind of hold it, these little pieces in the middle that divide the dots. I kind of try to hold those down, which is why my fingers look the way they do. So I'm not bouncing them up and down and getting underneath them. So it will shade around it with white and the open waters. And that makes all the difference in the world. There's another color, I was going to grab it up here, that I thought about using that I think would equally do well if you have these colors. It's teal. And I even thought Moody Blue would work as float colors, but I used open waters. But I think those other two are good options if you have those in your stash. I just bounced that. I hope I didn't get it underneath there. So I think that's good because, let me see up here, because by the time you get your dots on and all your shading, it usually is fine. It's just sometimes, black is great to work on for so many reasons, but sometimes it's harder to cover. That's why I did the white first. It's also easy to touch up. Like if you get a little smudge or not a perfect line, you can hit it with your liner brush and easily clean it up with black. But there we go. It's our beginning of our boots. All right. Whoops. Dropped my duck and my blue. Move stuff around here on my table. All right. I was trying to think if I'm going to go ahead and do the sole or just do the boots. Let's go ahead and do the sole. So we're using Terra Coral on those, and we'll need to untape that. And throw some painter's tape. I'm not going to press it down real hard because that's pretty fresh paint. I'm just kind of more like laying it, but coming along and just bending it up with the bend as I go. Covering that. And that little piece I think will go in here pretty good. I had to put another piece right there. But for the most part, I think we have it. Okay, so now we're going to use the Terra Coral for the boots. I mean for the soles. And we will also shade those with espresso and white. So I'm just uploading and offloading over here. Oh, where's my white at? I think I pretty much did everything white underneath. It just made it easier. So actually, before you tape anything off, you could just do the whole stencil white if you wanted to. I didn't use white at first, and then I quickly thought, I need to do that, so it definitely helps. All right, now let's get in there with this color. It ended up being a pretty good rubber boot color, I thought. I was grabbing paint colors so quick. It's kind of, I think sometimes the hardest thing is trying to find out or figure out, like, what colors am I going to use? When I create a pattern, like if I cut out the wood on the scroll saw or the laser, you know, the raw wood's laying there in front of you, I'll sometimes just stare at it like, what's going to make this look really good? Because sometimes it can be a great pattern or a great design, but then if your colors, I don't know, don't all go together or don't look good or appealing, then it can kind of be like, ah. So I got a little split in my wood right there. trying to drive some paint in it without getting out from under my stencil. So, all right. Let's rip that off. Well, not rip it, but tear it off. I didn't push it down, so it was easy to get off. Okay. Let's lift it up. Cute, 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 huh? Cute little boots. So we can put that to the side, and then I'm going to give that a good dry just to make sure we have it all dry. All right, so I'm going to get a little float brush, and I'm going to put my open water on there. And I already have white out. I need a baby wipe. So, well, we just have a flood warning came up. We had tornado watch earlier. How do you store my paint? I have a rack. I'll have to post that again. I haven't posted it. I have a rack on my wall. That's what I just reached up there and got from it. I have it all by color on there. And then I also have a rolling cart beside me, and like the colors I'm using at the time or the most, they're usually in that cart. So, whoops, sorry about that. I just dropped, what did I drop? Oh, my Mod Podge. Fell right off my thing. I had my other sign up there and it fell over. All right. So let's dip in there. I'm going to dip that corner right in there. And then I'm just going to take that and fan it out on that baby wipe is wet, so it kind of helps move that paint. And then I'm just going to go down through here. You can do your dots first, but I preferred to go ahead and float mine. I don't have enough water in there, clearly. Not moving so good. I always say that I know some of you don't like to float or intimidated by it or whatever, but man, it makes such a big difference. Such a difference. It's not really floating out as great as I would like it right there. So I'm going to hit that with the baby wipe, and that will help immensely. So I want it to be a little bolder at the toe, so I'll go back over that and round that out farther and just a little bit. Well, Missy, I don't think that was part of the plan. And I'll go back on some of that black and touch that up afterwards. Okay, let's hang on here a minute. Let me fix this. Okay, rinse my brush and reload. There we go. And it looks a little bit bold at first, but it all comes together. I'm going to take this, because I don't know why my paint's not moving really well, so I'm going to wipe that with my baby wipe, so it makes that surface just a little bit damp, and then it just scoots so much better. And just go follow that curve down and around. You can tap that with your finger if you need to blend it out some. I thought that was dry, but it's not. So I need to dry that so I can make that toe a little darker. Okay. So I'll come back down around. As I come back down, I want to spread that out and bring it down. There we go. I hope I don't have that tilted so you totally can't see it, but I'm fighting the camera here. I'm turning my board every which way but loose. I'm going to come back this way, smooth it out. I'm going to try to round that out, like by wisping it around there. Okay. Now, so I just keep doing, I'm trying to do the right side right now. Then we'll do the left side with some white. So I hit that wood with the baby wipe again. It just flows so much easier. Sometimes it can be the wood. I feel like if the surface of the wood or something just doesn't flow as good. Sometimes it's the brush. Sometimes it's me. It just depends. But it is important to, sorry, that thing keeps hitting that. It is important to, I lost my train of thought. It is important to, dry it in between so you just don't take off what you just put on. So I'm doing the same thing to the toe of that one, kind of coming out because I want it to be darker. Now I'm going to scoot around along this bottom. I'm going to take my baby wipe and wet it and then scoot right along there. So if you were going to paint these, do you think you would make your dots ducks, or do you think you're just going to leave them as dots? What do you think? I personally thought the ducks were so fun. I just thought they were a fun little twist to it. But just because I think that doesn't mean everyone will. Oh, I scraped my paint off there. I'll fix it at the end. And I'll also fix that toe up. So now I'm also going to come across the top. Oh, I see what I forgot too. We need to do these under parts. So the boots have a little bit of shading on them, and the flowers have some shading, but really it's not bad. So I'm just coming up under there because that would kind of be shadowed. And so dab that so it's wet again. And I went a little bit into the black, but I'll fix that in a little bit. All right, looking pretty good. I think so. Okay, now along the top, wet that, and then we're going to zip right along the top. I will ask you this. Well, no, I won't. I won't ask you that now. So we'll put that along the top, and next we're going to go into the white, and I have a little fuzz right there for some reason. Okay, now that that's dry, I'm going to come back. See, that looks kind of square where I went right across and down. So I'm going to come back across, go down, but kind of pull it and round that corner out, like where it's a little darker. Same there. Kind of let it fall down. That's how I like to do it anyway. Although I'm not sure that was totally dry. All right. Now let's throw some white in there and then get moving on to the dots. The white I'm putting in heavier because it tends to dry and disappear. So I'm kind of doing that a little bit heavier and then taking my finger and dragging that down to kind of pull that into the line. or blend it down into that darker line. And then we'll dry brush places too, which will bring some more white in different places. Nothing like a good old dry brush. While I'm right here, I'm just going to throw that in there while I'm there. Even though we haven't really done all the dark down there on those yet. I'm going to throw it in anyway. Alright. So then we need to come up this other boot on the inside. Hang on, let me reload my brush there. I felt like that was not a good loading job. And then you can bring it down here too, put a little bit. And I dry brush some in the black in between lines too, just to kind of soften those. But we'll do the dry brushing later. Okay, what did I forget? Did I forget anything? Okay. Into that corner a little bit. And then as that dries, you can go back and add some more. I usually do that with white a lot. So it'll just tend to dry very transparent. So, let's get some espresso out. Just a little bit because I don't want it to dry out. And then we're just going to hit the boots with that. And then the dry brushing helps on the sole of the boot as well. It really kind of puts some nice little marks across it and makes it look really nice. So I'm just going to go right along that bottom. And I think that espresso on top of that terra coral makes the sole look the perfect color to me, like the color I wanted. So I was happy with it. Dry that. Let me look over here. I'm trying to, it's hard to watch comments, but I want to see what you're saying, but I'm also trying to pay attention and not get totally sidetracked, which is easy for me to do. Scoot that right down there. Right up there. I need to get into this toe, or not toe, tip. Just dry that. Dry with one hand, dip my paintbrush with the other. Okay. So I really want to darken that little end, like that. All right. So we are cooking with gas. So let's get our stencil, overlay stencil. I'm just gonna make sure that's all dry. And then just line that up. So this is a really easy stencil to work with. Really cute. I already had tape up there from today. So, Turner's Yellow, or you can use Sunset Gold and just add a tad of white to it. I think the Sunset Gold is just a little bit bolder, but it's still kind of, to me, it is a lot. It is a doable color. So, if you have Sunset Gold, and remember, please don't, you don't have to have the exact colors. Go with what you have that's comparable, or maybe you don't even like that color. So I'm going to use the 3/8 3/8 inch stencil brush from Stenciled with Smith, which is amazing. I like it. Make sure your paper towel's dry. That one was a little bit damp, so I'm going to switch so I make sure I keep a dry brush. So, again, we're going to go in with some white. I almost forgot that again. I've said it enough times, I should remember. So I'm going to just tap around on that and kind of get some white over the black. But before I do that, I better cover up my leaves, leaves and stems, so I don't end up with white dots in them. So again, just uploading, offloading, so I don't have a ton of paint on it. And then I have a very heavy hand, so I have to remind myself to kind of lighten it up, Francis. Like, don't be too heavy. Okay, I need to pick another winner for the button pack. I know it's not very much, but it's a fun little pack. It's a fun packet to get. So, Amy said definitely the ducks. Oh, I see lots of people. Janice and Kathy said that. Well, I'm glad you like it. I just thought it was like a really fun thing. But they actually look even good white. I mean, like, it's just a really cute look with the polka dots. So I don't think you can go wrong no matter what you do them. But ducks are just cute. All right, so that's what they look like white. So let's give them a good dry and then get going with the yellow. Definitely don't want, I want my white dry so I don't pull it back up off of there. So, all right, so we'll probably need to give this a couple coats randomly. These brushes are super nice and just give a really good crisp coverage. I need to probably order a couple more. I did. You all know that I ruined my rake brushes. I think it was Bunny Bash. Is that what it was? Is that the last thing? I don't know what it was. No, the last thing I did was the bunny in the watering can and teacup, I think was the last thing. I don't know. Maybe. No, I think it was before that. I think it was Bunny Bash that I left the brushes in the water. Just had gotten up and walked out. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it when I found them a long time later. Don't do that. Don't be like Missy. All right. I'm going to lift it. Okay. Yeah, I like the random polka dot stencil. It's a good one. I love the swirl stencil, background stencil. I love the little flower one. I've used the flower one a bunch. I really, really like it. Hang on, I was going to grab it. Which I still have not finished this bunny in the watering can that I painted online. I haven't got his stuff glued, but like you can see that background stencil, and I used it on that too, and I love that stencil. So cute. Like this would be very cute on the back of this as well, because it talks about flowers and bees. But I'll probably just use a, I don't know, swirl or a polka dot, or probably a flower, maybe a leaf. I have a really cute leaf one. So I can really use anything on the back, and it will be really cute. So the ducks will be the last thing we do tonight, and then we'll do the flowers Sunday night, in case you missed that when I said it earlier. So I've already kept you about an hour, and I like to not do that. I like to do that to you. All right, so there is our yellow dots. So super cute just with that. And I think those colors reversed would be really cute. So I'm going to put my stencil brush in a baby wipe so it doesn't get in the water and get wet, but it doesn't dry out. All right, so here we go. So this is all I did. I should have got a piece of paper and a pen so I could show you. I'll put it in the supply list. I'll put like a little drawing, but basically, let's see if I can show you. What's this? Oh, that's a note about the mouse. So you have the circle. So that's the circle that we just stenciled in. So all I'm doing is with my little tiny eyeliner, I'm just kind of, this is how I did it in my mind each time. No two are alike, and you're looking at it super up close. So don't stress that like one of them has a beak bigger than the other, one of them has a body bigger, because like when you get done with it and all the other dots around it, it's fine. Like it's fine. So I just came down like a little bit with my brush, and then I kind of just started rounding it out and just kind of made this body back up like this, kind of bringing it up and bring the tail up and then come down from the neck and kind of like it looks wonky on here, and sometimes you have to do that out. But I just kind of, it just kind of happens when you'll see me paint it, but that's kind of what I did. So it looks kind of wonky, but it worked. It worked and looked right. So that's how I achieved the duck. And like I said, I just kept moving and didn't try to stress over any of them like looking really crazy. I'm going to add a tad of water to that just because it's really thick. And then I just picked random dots. Like I didn't want them all to be ducks, but so I tried to pick random places that I was going to do it. So just like I showed you, just kind of brought a line down, and like you'll have to go, you can go, it won't be perfect when you do it, and you can go back and kind of straighten it out because it's hard to see. I mean, it's just hard to get it exactly right. But you just kind of come down and then kind of kick it out and back up. And around. And then I kind of come back to the neck. I think I need some more water. And make its back, hook up its tail. And then that kind of gives me a good indication a lot of times that I just need to come right back down and flatten out the bottom a little bit. But literally, whoops, you'll look at it and think, well, that looks wonky, but it's, I don't know why, but it just, once you get them all on there and done, they just sort of come together. I really, especially after my sister said, like, I don't know, I thought, oh, goodness, I probably won't be able to pull this off, and it ended up looking fine. So, and like I had some that I thought, oh, that one looks really good, and then some like, oh my word, that one needs to swim right off of there because he looks like he's having problems. But it's all fine. It's fine. Oh, you're frozen again? I don't know why it's freezing up. I'm sorry. Okay, coming straight down a little line, kicking out. Whoop. Back around. Then I come back up at the neck. Pick up some more paint. Go up with my tail. And kind of fill it in. And sometimes you'll do another one and then come back and be like, oh, I should work on that one. He looks funny. But honestly, I think the more I tried to think about it, the worse I did. So I just kind of threw them in there, and then tried to fix it from there. Yep. You have to make that sound when you do it. Yep. You kind of want a little bit of a flat bottom, and sometimes I get it too curvy or not fat enough down there. But it's easy to fix usually. That one looks like really funny. Okay, so now let's go to this one. This paint is so thick. You hear my hand dragging on there. I'm gonna get water again. It moves a lot better when it's thinned out some. We used Turner's Yellow for something else. Was that the sunflowers? Or was that Sunset we used in that? That might have been Sunset. You guys are all probably like, oh my word. That's the craziest looking duck I've ever seen. And you're probably not wrong. My hand keeps making noise. It's funny. Alright. Some of those need filled back in. Okay, now let's go up here to this one. I'm trying to hurry. Now, some of you all are like crazy good painters, so I know that some of you are going to have some awesome ducks, and you'll post it over in the What's Buzzing at the Hive page, and my little ducks are going to swim right off in shame. Poor little things. But that's all right. I'm tickled to death with the way it turned out. Really, I am. I think it's cute. And by the way, speaking of the Being at the Hive, create What's Buzzing at the Hive, the page where you can paste, the group where you can post stuff. I'm having such a hard time getting notifications for stuff, like in Messenger, and even on my community app, it used to like show me when I had stuff. And literally when I get really, really busy, I'm trying to, hang on a minute, there's something in my throat. I'm trying to remember to check them, like make myself check all that stuff, because I don't know when I have a message. So it was late the other night, and Angie Sebring had sent me a message and said, you might want to check the Hive. There's a couple of weird videos in there, so if y'all saw them, I was like, oh no. So I went in there and deleted and banned. It's like, you're out of here, and took care of that. But I apologize for that. I mean, they weren't, they were just weird. They weren't, it wasn't like X-rated. Well, I didn't actually watch the whole thing, so I just, as soon as I saw them, I was like, nope, no. They were a little weird, a little strange. That poor little duck. Okay, so we just have, I think, one more right here. And actually, this one's pretty close to the toe, so he's going to be kind of squinched in there. But he's going in there nevertheless. He looks like more of a yellow bird. He's kind of scrunched. All right. So, I'm not going to right now. But as I say that, as I am, like this one has a big fat tail. He should not have that tail. He needs help. But we're going to go with what we've got, because for time and all that. But man, he's the worst one. He is the worst one. Okay. Now, well, we have the espresso out, I'm going to take this and literally just tip the end of it. And this is such a small area that it just takes a little dab. I'm just kind of going along the bottom of each one, the little brown. It's just a small little place, but it really does make a difference. But I'm just trying to get just a little bit of that tip in the paint. Let me reload again. And then I'll look at comments again. Yeah, some of those need filled in more. I'm just hurrying too much. Let's get the wonky dunk over here. The wonky quacker. This one needs a little bit more. Okay, and then I'll turn it back up, and then I'm just going to kind of go around go to the top of his head and pull it down. So, like I said, I'm just using the very tip. You could also use the very tip of that little liner as well, if you don't have a real little, this one's not real little, but I just kind of take it along the top of the head and pull it down around the back of the head. Okay. And then we need a little bit of white. Just a tiny bit. All right, let me look over here again. Dinah, that would be, is there a raindrop stencil? That would be adorable. I didn't even know that. Were they X-rated? Beth, were they X-rated? I just saw like these, like after I got that message from Angie, I went over there and I'm like, oh my word. And I'm just putting this little bit of white right here. I just saw like these, it just started like a leg. It looked like someone's leg. And like these weird Victorian-y looking postcards. I don't know what they were. I honestly do not know. But I was like, oh my word. I just delete and ban. You're done. You're gone. So, yeah, I was like, and Angie had sent it to me the day before and I didn't see it. So, yeah, there's that. So I'm going to take my liner now and go in the white. And I'm going to go right here on the left side of these dots. I'm just kind of putting a, I don't know, kind of like a little apostrophe highlight mark. You could shade it or float it as well if you want to. You can get it closer to the edge. I'm trying to hurry so fast that I need to just quit worrying before I mess everything up. Yeah, when I first saw that leg, the top of a leg, I'm like, oh my word. Like, I was really like a little nervous. It's like, oh no, no, no. So, I don't know. I was hoping that no one else saw it. I figured people probably had, but no one else had said anything. And I thought, well, maybe no one else really saw. Okay. So now we're going to get some burnt orange and put a beak on there. So I am just making like a V with the top a little bit kicked out maybe. Where did my paper go? So since I'm just showing you these great things, so I just kind of went like with the liner, kind of made the top more kicked out, and then just came back with that and just kind of made a beak. You could also make a closed beak if you didn't want it open, you could just make it a closed beak. But that's what I did. So I'm just using that fine end of that liner, twisting a little as I'm coming out. Some of my beaks were probably too long, but that's just what they were. So, but sometimes if you reload, you get a good little lump right at the first one. But see, like that one's longer, and some of mine were, but honestly, for me anyway, I thought, in the end, when they're all just on there and mixed with the dots, I didn't, it's not like it screamed out at me or I was concentrating on that when I looked at it. No, that's just me. But I kept thinking the beak would be really hard, and I thought the beak was fairly easy. So I was just, oh, I forgot my duck down here. I have a big spot right there. I'll go back and add him. I just now realized that I had a big blank spot right there. I did my eyes with the point of this brush. I just dipped it in black. And then after the fact, I'm like, well, that was dumb. I can use the little micron pen and probably do better. Okay, so I'll go back and make this a duck, because we have like no duck in that area. All right, so I'm going to get a micron pen over here. And then we're just going to put an eye on him. Just make a little dot. Much easier than the, I didn't have trouble with the little liner, but this is definitely easier. And there we have little ducks. Very cute, huh? Oops. I went to set that down and moved it, so his eye's not exactly where I wanted it. But we will dry brush this and line it, and it gets spattered, so they end up looking more like this. Like you can see where I dry brush all this. We can go ahead and do that, I guess. I'd like to do a lot of the dry brushing at the end, but since we're doing it in two parts, let's see. This little, in our set of the yellow bristle brushes, that there's one that's kind of little, that's a 4, so you can get in your white and use that. Well, Tracy, they're rubber ducks. That's all I'm gonna say. They're trying their hardest to be. So I'm gonna take this. I also did this. I kind of ran this along those black lines, so it almost made it mesh and feel, I thought, like more apart, like just not a big gap. It kind of softened that, and I liked how that looked. So just reload when you need to, but wipe off the excess. So that's, I mean, it's just really light there, but I did like that. Okay, and then down here, I kind of left the paint a little bit heavier on my brush and scooted it down the side. Not over his beak, but I didn't mean to do that. Well, I said I left it heavier, but I surely did. It looks really good too to scuff along this sole. Like you'll see how that kind of changes that, and it really does make it look better. You can add little scuffs wherever you want them. Although I did not want that over my beak, which I did. Put it right over my beak. Okay. You can, if you need to scuff over anything, to tone it down, you can definitely do that. And then the spattering makes a big difference. And then going in with the micron pen, also, like I lined that out, and we'll do all that at the end so you can see where I did that, lined it along. So, all right, so this again is the finished product, and that's what it will end up looking like after we get done. So Sunday night at 8 o'clock, we will do the flowers in the overlay piece with the stems and the leaves, which is super easy. Like, you just lay that over and tap it right in, and it's really easy. It's so fun to take a stencil and turn it into something really pretty, because I probably wouldn't have sat down and just whipped this out on my own. So it was just really fun. And then the lettering is really fun if you choose to put that on there. So I'm glad that you came along and hung out with me tonight as I painted. So on Sunday night, we'll do the flowers. We'll use modeling paste, which a lot of you already have that for the center. And just any kind of ribbon, material, whatever. It's so fun to do different things up there at the top. So thanks, and thanks for hanging out with me. It was really fun. I was so excited to paint with you. So it was good to be creative and to chat with you. So I will see you Sunday night.